So it's the next day, and this is our jar test. We can see all the material has settled out of the water. So we can see there is a little bit of organic material because I've been digging out from under the tree. But you can see a definite line between the sand and all the silt and clay. Now the snake test did tell us that it was a pretty sandy mixture, and we can see that maybe 2/3, a little bit less than that, is more of a sandy material. And the rest is the silt, and it's hard to see this line here, but there is our clay. I definitely like mixtures with a lot more clay in it, but the silt, for me, has proven to be a pretty decent replacement for clay. It's still a very fine particle and does make a good mud. It's more the sandiness that usually makes the issue. And this test, unlike the snake test, gives us more of a view of what percentage is sand and what percentage is our clay and silt. So this test can be really helpful to get a rough estimate of what's in your dirt. And since this jar isn't mostly filled up with sand, jar test passed. Now we have the brick and the puck. They're both drying very nicely, very minimal cracking. The smooth surface is staying pretty smooth on the brick, and we can see that there is some shrinking in the container, which of course is expected as the material dries and the water leaves the dirt, leaving space. But even through this shrinking, very minimal cracking, so it's looking pretty good so far through the drying process. And the same thing goes with the puck. It's looking pretty nice and it's drying pretty darn well. A little bit better than the brick since it's in plastic, but it's drying very well, no cracking, and is already a pretty solid little hunk of mud. So far, as this is drying, is still showing me that this is a pretty decent mud. And in a day or two, we'll do some stress testing and see how hard of a mud this is. I'm also going to take this brick out of the mold so it dries a little faster. But look at that pretty brick.
Also, I just noticed I have a pretty little kitty paw in my little brick. I didn't notice until the light hit it in the last clip. Silly cats.
So far with the brick and puck test, passing.